Southern California's KCAA, the #1 talk radio station in the Inland Empire.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. Line up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on KCAA 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt.
Hey there, race fans. We're good? Okay, hey there, race fans. Welcome to another edition of Gotcha Racing with your host, who is your host, man, by the way? Your host is Joe Britt. I'm here live and in living color, and I'm in the studio in Redlands, California, HQ. My studio, it seemed like we're having some audio problems that we're trying to work out. So we're going to have to go through that and find the bug, whatever it is, and repair it. And so we got about a week or so to work on that. Next week we'll be in Las Vegas, San Francisco, California, up north, doing some political business up there. And if I can get away, I'll maybe broadcast from there, or we'll figure something out. We will figure something like we always do. Hey, folks, so welcome aboard, man. And for you new listeners, welcome aboard. You know, we try to give you the great information that you would probably need for your driving on the USA high roads and going around all the potholes and whatnot, you know, with all the rain and all the weird weather we're having. But nevertheless, we try to keep you up on what's going on in your community and in ours. Okay, let me digress, all right? I have to say my opening, and this is how I do it. Even though we're in studio, the headquarters right here in Redlands, I'd rather be in my Studio B, but nevertheless, we're here. Hey, I come to you a humble man that is a reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on shoulders of ancestors. Hello, America. Look alive, California. Wake up, San Bernardino. Stand up and be counted in Inland Empire, for this is your host, Joe Britt, coming to you loud, clear, and strong from the desert to the sea, broadcasting through the KCAA Talk Radio 1050, 106.5 FM, or 102.3 FM. You'd have to be under a freaking rock to not to hear the broadcast. You know, we gear everything toward the motorheads, the auto enthusiasts, the guys who like to turn the wrench on the weekends or through the week and race on the weekends. You know, we cater the show to females also, male and female. Motorhead, a motorhead is a motorhead, male or female. You know what gets me is when I go to the junkyard looking for parts, and, you know, I don't like paying too much for parts, and the junkyard is a good resource for the cars that I have that I want to repair. And sometimes I find a female out there with her bucket or with her bag of tools, and she's wrenching just like the guys, trying to save that cash, you know. Although the monopoly here is one of the bigger companies, and I won't say the name because I want to give them a plug, but they have monopolized the area, have bought up all the junkyards in Southern California, and their prices are getting up there. You know, it's ridiculous. You almost want to say, man, I should just go to Amazon or something like that and get a brand new car part. You know, no one wants to go to the dealer because you're going to pay 1,000% over. But it is what it is. You know, and I always say this: hey, your money is going to say what you can do. Let your money say what you can do or not. All right. So the weather here in Southern California today is absolutely great. Today. And I emphasize today because we've had the craziest weather in California that's ridiculous. And I think it's all over the United States. And these knuckleheads are saying, oh, there's no thing as climate change. That's bull crap, man. Are you kidding me? One day we got a monsoon, 58 degrees, for a couple of days. And then the next day, it's 85. I mean, you know, that's ridiculous. But nevertheless, hey, I am not person that controls the weather. One might think, well, the government controls the weather. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a conspiracist too, but hey, they do have a harp. They do have that large harp in space that could put tidal waves here. They can put earthquakes there. But nevertheless, that's a whole different subject for a whole different show, and that's not here. I just want to bring that attention to you. I'm sick of the weather here. But nevertheless, today, the weather, it's nice outside. There's blue skies, scattered clouds, it's like a weatherman. The scattered clouds today, it's going to be 78 degrees today in California, which is totally cool. Yesterday, the weather was absolutely gorgeous. And of course, I had to do some work, had to do some work, and then I had to work on some of the cars that I have, because I don't like working in the rain. Those days are over for me. If it's too cold, I'm not turning a wrench, right? If it's too boiling hot and I don't have shelter, I'm not getting out there. I say, in your old age, well, you know what? I'm not going to have a heat stroke, and nor will I catch pneumonia repairing an automobile of mine. Okay, that's just the way it goes for me. Just the way it goes. But anyway, let me backtrack a little bit and get on track. I kind of jumped off. Let me get back on track. House cleaning today, okay? If you want to call into here and talk to me, that number is 909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. If you want to call in again on a toll-free call, it's 888-909-1050. 888-909-1050. Now, let's say you're under a rock somewhere, or let's say you're in a cave, and all you have is your smartphone, your dumb phone, or just that old flip phone, and you just want to listen and not call in because some reason you can't get the signal through a cave rock because on the radio the signals won't bounce through a rock or a concrete fixture. That number is 720-835-093099. Let me repeat that, okay? 720-835-3099. All right? And that's if you just want to listen to the broadcast of ours. Okay. Where can we be found on the net? Man, you just put Gotcha Racing in, and Gotcha Racing and Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live, and it will go this way, it will go that way, it will go to Facebook, it will go to Instagram, it'll go to Twitter. We're all over the place. Just put in those digits. It'll go to YouTube. So we just have a great time putting out there for you. Just put in Gotcha Racing TV, or put in my name, Joe Britt, and see how far you get. Okay. Now, we have a website, which is GotchaRacingTV.com, or I'll give you another address if it's going to lead you right to the same source, which is GotchaRacing.com. So you got Gotcha Racing TV, you got Gotcha Racing, all go to our website. All right. You want to email us? It would be grtv.media@gmail. grtv.media@gmail.com. Okay. What's that for? Well, let's say right now we're selling hats, and we're getting T-shirts made, and we're getting coffee mugs made. All right. So we are a self-funded company here. Right. We try not to put too much stuff on our credit cards. Sponsor-wise, when that comes in, it comes in. And so we are self-funded, all right? So in order to make our ends, we're selling shirts. We're selling jackets. We're selling hats. We're selling mugs. Like this hat I got on. Take my shades. See that? Has the American flag right there, and the... it shows the United States of America. It says Gotcha Racing TV inside of it. And this is our embroidery. Really nice job from one of the good buddies of mine in San Gabriel called Good Looking Embroidery, if you want to look him up. We've been doing business together for the past 35 years. We've been doing business together, he and I. Wow. His name is Tony. So it's called Good Looking Embroidery, and I put that shout out because he deserves it. All right. So he does a great the shop does great work, and we're selling the new sets for $22.95. So you want to get one of these? You go to just give me an email, and you can pay by PayPal, and we'll ship it out to you, and we can go from there. And so I was looking through our archives in the shop, not this shop, but ours, and we have a poster that we made back in 2010. Yeah, that's 19 by 2010, and we might bring those back to life again and start selling those. Right now, everything's for sale. Discount for sale. Everything's for sale. Everything's for sale except for me. I can't be bought. You can't? No, I can't be bought. All right. So we got a lot of things going on within the organization here. We're growing and we're expanding a little bit, and with that, growing pains are, we're experiencing growing pains, and it's working for us. It's working for us. I'm not complaining at all. We're just doing what we can do, okay, to go forward to give you, the listeners of Gotcha Racing TV, the viewers of Gotcha Racing TV, and the listeners of Gotcha Racing Live, somewhere to go to and listen on how to do this and how to do that. All right, so before I get into my list of things here, let me tell you something. I have a Mercedes, a supercharged Mercedes, okay? And it's a little four-banger. The little thing really gets up. I bought it about 5 years ago, and when I bought it from a friend of mine, he has a yard. I bought it for, what did I pay for that? $1,100 for it. And it's clean, 4-door, clean, and the motor was shot. Okay, but I like buying stuff like that. I like buying cars that are not working that I can bring back to life, and this is one of them. So I had to go buy a motor, and I reached out to the people that I know in the Mercedes field, and I picked up a motor for another $1,000 and put it in. And I've been rolling ever since. Lately, let me tell you what has happened. So as I'm driving, the car really kicks butt, right? 4-cylinder, supercharged kicks in, and boom, it's down the road. All right, so it started to shake. And I'm going, what the heck is that? And then the RPMs went down. What the heck is that? And then it couldn't get up to the speeds that I wanted. And I'm going, oh my goodness. I know I have oil in it. Okay, that I put full synthetic oil, okay, in it. And I know I changed my filter a little while ago. And I'm experiencing like it's running off of 3 cylinders. I know the feeling. I know this particular car. And so I pulled over. I checked my oil to see if I blew a head gasket. I checked my tailpipe, see if I was experiencing water discharge. Nothing. I took my dipstick out to look and see if, just in case, I had water in the oil, So what happens when you blow a head gasket, guys? You feel the same. The depreciation of the motor, and it just won't run right. It might even get hot on you. First thing you do, get your oil cap, you look at it and see if there's oil, or see if there's a mocha mix, okay? Meaning that if there is a mocha mix color, water has gotten to your oil by way of a head gasket or a cracked cylinder, and it has mixed, and it is mocha mix. It looks like you put a lot of cream in your coffee, okay? Then you check your dipstick, because your dipstick goes all the way to the bottom of your motor to the pan, and it will give you a true representation of what you have done to your automobile. All right, so neither of those telltale signs showed up on this Mercedes. I'm going, oh my God, okay, so I don't see that. What could it be? Okay, so I started thinking about my air ratio, and I started thinking about the different sensors, and I'm going, something is weird. And then I started thinking about the spark plugs. Okay, well, maybe one of my spark plugs went completely dead, or maybe one of my coils went out. There's 4 coils, there's 4 spark plugs. Let me check my coils. So I take the cap off, I take the top off, and I get to my coil, my banks, and lo and behold, there's water in the cylinder. Now, it's above the spark plug, okay? So water has not gotten into me. I say water, coolant has not gotten into my motor, but it has found its way to number 1 cylinder, just the top half. So when water gets in and it short circuits the firing from the spark plug, because now there's water involved. So I'm rolling off of 3 cylinders. I'm going, my God, that's the weirdest thing. Weirdest doggone deal. So after pumping the water out of the top, number 1 top side cylinder, I took out the spark plug. It's clear as a bell. No water, nowhere. That's weird. Okay, so let me repeat this. My car is running off of 3 cylinders, right? And it's rocking, and RPMs are shot because from 4 to 3, right? I don't have a mixture of oil and water in my my motor. I checked for my oil cap. I checked for the dipstick. Synthetic oil, 100%, right on the money. No oil mix, no mocha mix color. Okay. So I take the spark plug out. Spark plug is on the bottom side of the cylinder. It's clear and clean. That's weird. So, of course, I have to check my books. And the little manuals tell you nothing. So I did my research on YouTube. So let me tell you, folks, a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the back shade tube mechanics are on YouTube, and they're doing their videos and whatnot. You have to weed through them, find out who knows their stuff. And lo and behold, came across this one video, and the guy says, well, if you're experiencing what I have just told you guys, it's your valve cover gaskets. And I go, valve cover gasket? That is so totally strange. Okay, all right. So there was a leakage, and sure enough, since I didn't put the motor in, I paid to get it put in. The guy who put it in before, so it's supposed to be a reputable mechanic, he just swapped the motors. He did not really, go through it and like I would have. So I had to order a 5-piece gasket set, and it came in the other day, and I was waiting till the rain stopped, and now that it has, I'll probably end up, if it's like this tomorrow, then I'll do it tomorrow. But there's 5 pieces. There's the overall piece that goes around the whole valve cover, which is on top, and then each coil bank has its own rubber gasket. Oh, it's 6, and then there's around the oil top itself has a rubber big rubber grommet gasket that I need to put on, and that should resolve that problem. And because I'm driving this particular automobile up to San Francisco next week, and I needed to be in tip-top condition. So at the same time, I'll probably replace my my spark plugs and do my little maintenance on it and hit the road, Jack, and just do what I need to get done in San Francisco. Now, last week and the week before, I've been trying to tell you, I'm not going to repeat this whole deal, but I've been trying to tell you the new laws for the California DMV, which completely sucks, man, I tell you. But the thing that really got me is this. I got a list here, okay? And driving too slow. Grandmas and grandpas, I think you better stay your butt at home now, because driving too slow is going to get you a $399 ticket. Did I say that right? Yeah, $399. So grandma, instead of I think you better stay home and watch maybe Jeopardy or do some knitting or something, because, you get behind that wheel and you drive 2 miles an hour. Guess what? You're going to get a ticket. And California's hungry right now for money, completely hungry. So I'm not in the mode of giving up anything, okay, at all. Now, the other one that really got me, the highest one, is driving without insurance and you cause an accident. Well, you understand that. And if you got hit by some knucklehead and doesn't have an insurance, then you're screwed. So it's a $5,000 ticket and your license is suspended for 5 years. I understand that. I got no qualms with that, because in my city, I tell you, it's like NASCAR, man. There's a red light means absolutely nothing. I'm from the city of Rialto. Absolutely nothing. They run through that like it's nothing, like it's a green light. So I have to give myself, and I told my family, give yourself a 3-second count. 1001, 1002, 1003. If the light is green in your favor, and you are at the crosswalk, you wait, give yourself a 3-second count, because there's a knucklehead sooner or later is going to fly through there rolling like it's a Sunday afternoon, and don't think twice about it. So, yeah. Folks out there, give yourself a 3-second count. And the guy honks in back of you, tell him to go suck a rock or something, because your life could be saved within that 3 seconds. Okay, the 3-second count. What else that, let's see, it was something else that was completely stupid, the violation-wise. What was it? Oh, this one here. Okay. Failed to turn the lights on 30 minutes before dark. It's a $200 fine. I'm going to repeat that. Failed to turn the lights on 30 minutes before dark. That's retarded, man. It's absolutely retarded. Okay, it gets dark, I turn my lights on. So are they going to have a police out there that's going to say, what's 30 minutes before dark? Guess what? You got, how much is the ticket? Where is that at? Where is that? Stupid. 200. Oh, it's $200. $200. Okay. So now I'm wondering, a lot of the new cars, they have these driving lights, and I put driving lights on my Mercedes and my Range Rover. So that should suffice for that ticket, right? Because those are on as soon as I turn the motor on, boom, they pop on. And the new cars are like that. So, that should dispel all this crap when it comes down to this 30-minute deal. That's completely stupid. California's hungry. They're driving everybody out of California. Okay. Enough with that. I mean, I'm just so pissed off with that. I don't understand. Okay, so what's going on today, guys? So in, let's see. At the AAA Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, which is our home track here, we love those guys, like they're relatives of ours. The Beamer Fest West is going on today from 10 to 4, and also tomorrow. Great place to be if you like BMWs. I think after the show, we'll probably head out there and see if we can get some interviews from some of the guys and take some photos and pictures and whatnot, some video, and then so you can see what that's all about for you guys on the East Coast or up in Northern California. Or in Southern California, you just don't want to get out and go to the track. So we can see if I can bring on that to you, okay, by way of our lens at Gotcha Racing TV. Okay, so, and then what else is going on? It's the 23rd annual car show at McHale's Park. Now, all this stuff's been people shooting emails to me, so I haven't really looked up where Ed Hale's Park is, somewhere in Southern California. And then there is the 54th annual vintage car show in Fallbrook, California. Okay. All right. Oh, should I tell you this? This show has been sponsored by Burnout Energy Drink, which it has no sugar. And it has it does not have the chemical called guarana. Now, a lot of these, let me show you what this looks like. All right, see that? Burnout Energy Drink. All right. So, we're being sponsored by those guys, which is an 8.4 ounce can of energy. We kind of like it. It's made for the older guys, really, because when you pop that lid, you don't get that weird smell out of it, and that chemical is called guarana, and so that was out. And what happens? It doesn't spike your heart rate up that fast. It's like it takes about a good 20 minutes to get to that top peak performance, and then once you get there, there's about a 4.5 hour ride, and then it gradually brings you back down to earth. Energy-wise, okay? We recommend that you don't take no more than 3 of these rascals per day. All right. Okay, so we got a couple of videos to to show you. It's the bottom of the hour. So let me get with my engineer, Mr. Engineer, Mr. Joe, just like me. You know, it's a good name. Why don't you put us in commercial land? No, just commercials for the next couple of seconds, and then after that, we'll go into our video. Hey, folks, this is Joe Britt coming to you live and strong from the desert to the sea, and we're going a small commercial break, and we shall be right back. Hold there, stay there. Here we go.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065. And get ready to transmit.
Sounds like the music I like to hear. Hey, folks, welcome back from our little commercial break here at Gotcha Racing Live with your host. Who's your host? Me. I'm your host, Joe Britt. Been in this seat for about 4 years. Developed the Gotcha Racing organization back in 2004, and we have been at SEMA for the past 17 years. We have been at a ton of car shows, a ton of race events. We have gotten with other organizations, and we have been on cable, 16 different countries in Europe for 2 years, and now we are here. We have our own show here. We broadcast via KCAA radio in the San Bernardino area, which is an NBC affiliate. We have our Studio B that we're normally in. We go from there. We Skype it over to the headquarters here. They split it up into 3 different stations, 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. All right, and then hopefully it gets streamed at the same time to 190 countries. That's what we've been told anyway. So we're here, and we're doing what we like to do. So we're looking for more correspondents. I just had a conversation with a correspondent in Africa the other day. He's ready and willing and really ready to go. Got a correspondent in Belgium. Got a correspondent in Puerto Rico, and they're still having a hard time there because no funds are coming to them to get their island together. And so I'm looking for correspondents in the United States on the East Coast, in Florida and Midwest. A lot of things are happening, so we would like you to come on, and if you can, get in contact with us at grtv.media@gmail.com. grtv.media@gmail.com. You know, before we get into the video, I had I saw someone on Facebook that has the same last name mine, okay? And I'm going, wow, I don't know that person. So I reached out in Florida, and lo and behold, we got talking back and forth, and I put up all the names that my family's, the cities that my family were residing in, and sure enough, the same as hers. Like, oh, man. So history, the United States history should be told to everybody. I mean, the true history, okay? My last name is not my true last name. It's my USA last name, okay? Don't know, got lost in translation, got dropped off on the boat, but nevertheless, after we were a workforce and built America, we all had... look at this guy. We all had, different last names and whatnot. And And that's just the way it is. It's just the real history of America. And lo and behold, like I was telling this young lady, there's a lot of other folks with the last name, that that does not look like me, but nevertheless, I have to concentrate on the folks who look like me. But nevertheless, found a whole gob of folks back on the East Coast, man, with my last name, and that I had no idea that they were even there. It is what it is, man. I checked my history all the way back to 1876, and there's a lot of Joes in my family, and they were good with their hands. There were a lot of carpenters, man, with the last name of Britt back in the day. A lot of guys in the Carolinas. So there was a plantation back there in the Carolinas. Hey, this is real history. So, and I say that, it's, you speak about it, it'll make you free. You speak about the real history, it'll make you free. And there's nothing to hide here. It is what it was, Not that it will be that again, but nevertheless, reached out to a whole bunch of folks that I will be getting to know. And hopefully I'll take a trip back there and see what is going on with the folks with my last name back there. My dad was very, very progressive, and he didn't like the South, so he moved his family, and I wasn't born there, and I wasn't even thought of, to the West Coast. And that's why it's not that many of us on the West Coast, believe it or not. But there's a lot of folks back there on the East Coast, the Carolinas, Florida, Virginia, New York area, that spread out after all that shit hit the fan. Okay. But anyway, yeah, just history. Find out who you are. Take a DNA test. Find out exactly. You'll be surprised, folks. You'll be surprised. If you take your DNA test, you'll be completely surprised. You think you were that? You got some of this, you got some of that, because all Americans are pound pups anyway, man. All of us are pound pups. All of us got mixed, They say one drop. All of it, everybody here. Mix, man. Mix. Show me a true Aryan. Show me a true black person. No, you cannot. Okay. So, nevertheless, let's continue. All right, I got a video to show you. Back in the day, we took one of my correspondents, Rick Roberts. Let's go ahead and play that. Mr. Joe?
Yep. Rick Roberts, Gotcha Racing TV. I'm standing here with Mr. Dennis Gage. You guys know him from the infamous TV show. Look at this, My Classic Car.
I've seen that before. I have seen that.
We've actually seen that show many times. Dennis, first of all, thanks a lot for taking some time out for us.
Oh, cool.
Now,
no problem.
Here's the beautiful thing. This is SEMA. Obviously, we're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. What brings you to SEMA this year? You're a car guy, but give us some specifics.
Well, it was a 767, actually. It was a Boeing 767. Brought me right to Las Vegas. But actually, I come here every year. I was on the board of directors for 7 years.
Yeah.
So I kind of needed to come. But this is where it happens, man. This is where the entire automotive aftermarket comes together, and it's huge. It's like about $36 billion a year industry.
Absolutely.
$36 billion a year of stuff nobody actually needs. Is this a great country or what? But no, it's cool. It's the latest, greatest. Fabulous cars, great products. Great PVC. A lot of folks here. It's where the industry comes together. So it's kind of this. It's sort of this great pilgrimage.
A little microcosm of everything automotive. Now, tell us about the booth that you're at here today. What brings you directly here at Race Deck, the garage floor products?
Yeah, well, Race Deck's one of our sponsors. It's a cool product. I've had it around for a long time. So, I always like to, they help me out. I love to help them out. So I'm doing an autograph session here, a few others throughout the day.
Nice.
But Race Deck's been, it's a cool product, actually. It's a snap-together thing, plastic product, but it's actually still made in the USA.
Right.
Can you believe that? Plastic thing made in the USA.
Hey, but it's huge for our country and our economy as well.
And
great product as well.
So, love the product and love the folks, so that's why I'm here.
Dennis, everybody knows you for one. Well, no, really, they know you for two things. Cars, obviously, but I think, the handlebar mustache.
That's right.
Tell us about that handlebar mustache. Where'd it come from? What was the originating thought that made you say, let's do something so clever because it really fits you and its signature?
Yeah, well, I was born with it, It's just, I've just always looked this way, basically. It's the only place on my head hair will grow. So hey, you may as well exploit it.
Trust me, I've got some free real estate up here myself. This is not just a bad haircut, but it's the greatest thing that you have going. I tell you, I think all of us really know you for it, but we admire you for it as well because you wear it well.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Tell me this. Let's talk about your TV show, your production.
Yeah.
It's an outstanding show. You always pretty much feature and highlight some fantastic vehicles.
Yeah.
What can we look for in the future? What are you doing with the show now that's exciting?
Well, we're shooting the 16th season of the show, which is crazy. I mean, it's just I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd do 16 years, but it's going strong. 26 new episodes coming up starting in early 2012. A lot of cool stuff. I mean, we traveled all over the U.S. We actually shot in Sweden this year. Shot 3 pieces in Sweden. Was just with Jay Leno last week. We did his jet car. Jet cars, totally crazy. Right. So yeah, actually a lot of cool stuff, Rick.
Now, Jay has a really, I guess, eclectic collection would kind of be a good way to, sort of say it. We've gotten a chance to see Jay before, Concorso Italiano. We've seen some of the vehicles that he brings out. What just recently is one of the more, let's say, unique vehicles that you've actually seen or possibly featured on your show?
Well, I got to tell you, Jay's jet car is pretty freaking unique. I mean, that thing is downright scary. So we did that. We also did his 69 Lamborghini Mira. Very nice. Wow. And a 38 Tatra, which is an interesting Czechoslovakian car. So it's just, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I do kind of oddball, off the beaten path stuff, and that's what I think the charm of the show is.
It's a great show. The one thing that I have to ask you, and I bet you the viewers have never even asked you about this personally, but Dennis, what do you drive?
Well, I have 10 cars and 10 motorcycles, so, and it's just a weird mix of stuff that I like. Everything is driven and ridden. I don't own any museum pieces. I just, it's all fun stuff, and I have fun with it.
Do you have a favorite out of that quiver, if you will?
It's usually the one I just got out of, It's like, man, I love that car. Oh, that's a great bike, That's
a good answer.
And then the next one's the favorite next time.
Outstanding. Well, Dennis, once again, I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us. The best of luck with I'll say the best of success with the show, because you don't need luck. You're already good at what you do. We love you for that mustache. We love you for just bringing more cars to America, and we love everything that you do and everything you stand for. So once again, thanks a lot. We appreciate you taking the time out to chat with us today. We got your Racing TV, Mr. Dennis Gage. We're going to wrap it up right now. We'll see you next year.
TV.
All right, folks, that's Rick Roberts, and he's one of our correspondents. He's been with us for a while. We've done a lot of traveling together, a lot of things with Rick. He has that voice that would just make you want to listen, and he's very knowledgeable. A good friend of mine, actually. Okay, so we have a oh, excuse me, man. Yeah, I think I need a shot of tequila there, Joe. I said I think I need a shot of tequila. All right, this next video, at the Petersons. Okay, so I've been out and about, guys, and I've been trying to, I've been wanting to put this on, and I put a lot of it on Facebook already, but we were at the Petersons, and I've been wanting to get to the Petersons for a long time. That's a automotive museum in Los Angeles, California. Has some of everything. Some of everything there. Has the old and the new, depending on what season, because they change the floor every season. And I think right now they're doing Hollywood, the cars of movies in Hollywood, like for instance the Michael J. Fox Back to the Future car and all those cars that were part of the movie industry. All right, so without further ado, Joe, let's go ahead and let's see if we can put on the Peterson interview we did with the 2 top guys at the Peterson. So you're live and live in color, and we are in Los Angeles, California, and we're at the Peterson. I've been trying to get here for years to see all these fantastic display of what Americana is all about. I've been trying to get here, and I'm finally here. And I tell you what, we have the 2 top guys that are willing to talk to me on air. Buddy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Come on.
Michael.
And yours?
Terry Cargus.
Michael and Terry. So, are you the creators here?
I'm the executive director. Michael is the deputy director. But Michael was really behind putting this whole show together.
Really? So, Mike, why?
Tonight, we're celebrating probably some of the most significant and iconic race and competition cars of all time. It's the Bruce Meyer collection. And Bruce Meyer is one of the founders of the museum. And this year is the museum's 25th anniversary, and Bruce Meyer really got this place going. So in 1994, the museum was founded, and it was founded with Bruce Meyer.
Wow, so you guys, let's see, Bruce is here, and then so you guys are the next guys in line. You're the top dogs here.
We serve at the pleasure of the board.
25 years of the Peterson. 25 years of storing fantastic automobiles under one roof.
Yeah.
The outside of the building is really cool, man.
Thank
you. It's the best thing on Worship Boulevard. So who thought about that?
Well, actually, Bruce Meyer and David Sidoric decided 4 years ago that things had to change here at the museum. And actually, it was David Sidoric who found a friend of his, an architect named Gene Cohn from Cohn Pedersen Fox, who challenged him to come up with an exterior design that represented speed or motion. Gene almost instantaneously came up with this design, presented it, and the ironic part of that is that almost to the line, this design that got built the way it was presented. Phenomenal. And it was a $95 million transformation. Then we reopened the museum 3 years ago.
So, his vision, this is his vision. So is it close or 100% to what he wanted?
I think it exceeded what anybody was dreaming about. We've had over 1 million visitors since we reopened. We bring in 20,000 school children every year. Most of those are Title I kids.
With over 400 cars on display. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We constantly rotate the exhibitions like tonight, and that brings new content, new stories to the public.
Yeah, we'll open between 5 and 7 new exhibits every year. So we have visitors now that come back 2, 3, 4 times a year just to see the new exhibits. If you love cars, this is the place to be. A couple of years ago, we were voted best automotive museum in the world.
So if someone has a Duesenberg sitting in their garage somewhere that's beautiful, how long would it take, or what type of process would they have to go through in order to put it here?
If they wanted to donate it, they could bring it today. But each of the exhibits have a special theme, and a Bugatti or a Duesenberg may not be a part of a theme that we would do for a year or two, but eventually we'll have something that would include a Duesenberg. So these are all planned out 2-3 years in advance, all of the exhibits, because you have to find the right car to tell the right story. Each of the exhibits that we mount here are telling a story. As an example, the story tonight in Bruce's gallery is about winning. It's about winning numbers, but it's about the most fantastic race cars of different genre in each of their disciplines. So, Dry Lakes racer, Le Mans winners, a belly tank racer, another Dry Lakes car, a dragster, the most successful dragster in history. Things like that are very unusual, but that's telling a specific story. This is about, in fact, the overall theme of this is California collecting. So now we're celebrating Bruce as a collector. This is his collection.
Well, you know what? I saw one of my favorites, my childhood favorites that I grew up on. The Mach 5. It's standing up. It's in the third floor, actually. Yeah. And I was put back, man. It took me all the way back to the early 70s, early 60s. Yeah. So, and the other thing was what I saw up there on the third floor. And folks, we have pictures of that, so you'll see it later. Is the Batmobile with Robin and Batman. This was sidecar. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
No. Hollywood is a real important part of what we do. In fact, in April, May 4th, actually, we're going to open what's the title actually?
It's Hollywood Dream Machines, Vehicles of Science Fiction and Fantasy, and it's how Hollywood envisioned the future of automobiles. Think Back to the Future, Batmobile, Mad Max, Transformers, any science fiction film that had a vehicle as a character.
So you're telling me you might even have the Bumblebee here this well?
We'll have the Bumblebee here.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the monster and the car.
Oh, okay. So now when is this coming? Is it next year?
May 4th.
May 4th. We open May 4th.
Oh, really?
So you've got to come back on May 4th for the opening.
Okay, so you heard that, folks. May 4th, bring your behinds down here. All you Facebook viewers today,
this is a treat, man. And you're getting the inside scoop and stuff. So May 4th it was, right?
Yeah.
Come on and see what they have to offer for the future. Okay, well, I say the future, but the Bumblebee, you know how that was. It was a future vehicle. And the other future vehicles that they have to offer right here at the Peterson in Los Angeles, California. Come, and your tickets are not that expensive.
No. We're a museum. This is one of the most reasonable entertainment values, educational values on the planet.
Not bad. You know what? Well, I want to take my hat off to you because what I saw today, I went upstairs, did my tour, first, second, and third. I was really impressed with what I saw because I'm a car nut.
It was a panel of 25 international judges in London that voted us world's best automotive museum because of the mix, because of the stories we tell. We're not a single brand museum. We cover it all.
And I even saw a lowrider up there from the Imperial Club.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I was going to see that here.
No, we do it all. That's the whole point.
Well, good for you
We
guys.
celebrate car culture in every variety.
You know what? I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. I take my hat off to both of you guys and to the big guy. So
It's his night.
thank you very much for having an insight and giving my viewers an insight on what the Peterson is all about. And folks, bring your butts down here, man, and see what they have to offer. Because you know what? We're all car nuts. We're all car crazy, just like McGuire says. We're all car crazy. Come on down and see what it's all about. Hey, folks. Website. Hey, website. Come on.
Peterson.org. Peterson, Petersen.org.
Okay. And an address.
6060 Wilshire Boulevard.
Say it again.
6060 Wilshire Boulevard.
For those of you who need to get your butt down, you got the address and you got the website. Check these guys out. It's the number one, okay? Hey, this is Joe Britt. We're coming live tonight from the Los Angeles, California at the Peterson. And I told you I was going to get you here. You're here, two big guys. They tell you what to do, tell what's coming, what type of attractions are coming. Be here. I like, to say be square, okay? Take care. Joe Britt, we're out.
So we hope you enjoyed that. That was at the Peterson, and I tell you, they have terrific stuff there. And if you get a chance, go and show them some love. The ticket price is not too much, but I tell you, you will get a full blast of what they have to offer at the Peterson. You'll see the old and the new. You see downstairs there's a motorcycle display, totally cool. I mean, we did some videotaping there, and really enjoyed that level of contributions from the Peterson, showing what Americana used to be. And what the world has to offer, because I saw some bikes there from Czechoslovakia, and the technology behind that's pretty cool. And one thing I do like when I'm looking at automobiles or I'm looking at different cars, I like looking at the technology. I was on another radio station, and a guy says, I was getting interviewed, and he says, well, Joe, what do you like about the cars, man, when you go? I said, well, I like to see a car naked. And I guess I thought that was the funniest thing, But what I was saying was that every car has a skin, and the skin is like clothing, the outside of the car, right? It differs from, it's just like a dress or just like a pair of shoes or something, And I would rather see all the body panels, roof, side, hood, rear bonnet, bumpers off the car, so I can see how the engineer was able to assemble and why the engineer assembled the suspension this way, or why the engineer assembled the motor in the front, or the motor in the rear, or the motor mid-engine, okay? And I don't know if you guys know the difference between a mid-engine and a rear, right? And I'll tell you, all right, the Fieros, the Ferraris, for the most part, they're mid-engines, and that means that it's over axle or before the rear axle. Okay, but it's always in the back. Now, the rear engine is the Volkswagen's. The Volkswagen's motors is in back of transaxle, in back of the the transmission, which is in back of the axle or in the rear, right? So then you have your front wheel drive. Well, yeah, you got your front wheel drive, which most of the time the cars are, the engines are transverse. That means they're sideways, and if they're the long lengthways, meaning that you have your fan in the front to the radiator, and you got your V8 in line, and you got your straight six in line. That's called a longitude. So you got your straight longitude motor. You got your transverse motor that's sideways, and normally those are front wheel drive cars, like your Hondas and some of your Subarus and some of your Saabs, and a lot of your Toyotas, a lot of your Camrys, and Nissans are like that, some of them, which is not bad power because the power is right there. And then you have your other motors, straight shot motors with the drive shaft that puts that energy to your rear differential. And they say there's a slight miss as far as the momentum is concerned. By way of that drive shaft, but nevertheless, I can put more power in the front, and as long as I got the gearing in my differential, it should make up for that, maybe that loss of power. All right, and then you have your mid-engine. My engine is in front of my suspension, and then you have your Volkswagen style, which is the motor is in the rear. So I just gave you a history, so people ask you from now on, you maybe can keep this in your bank in your head, and tell them what's going on as far as the knowledge that you do have. Okay, so I think today, which is Saturday, if I don't go to the Beamer Fest, which is the AAA Auto Club Speedway, I'm looking on the outside here. I might just do this gasket change on my Mercedes and get it ready for my travels of San Francisco this coming weekend. It's coming up. And at the same time, I think I'll do something else. Oh, so I have a Rover also. No problems with my Rover. I do all my maintenance myself, everything. I put my airbags on. My airbags went out. I had to buy a special little computer to wake up my other computer, because there's about 3 computers on that, to tell the system to act right. So I had to buy that from Canada, and I did this about 9 months ago. I repaired my bags, but my bags would not operate. The onboard computer system would not communicate with another computer to tell the airbags, hey, everything is okay, let's raise up, let's do what we need to get done. So got on the internet and looked for it and found a company in Canada, and I think I paid about close to $300 for it. It's hardly nothing. It's hardly nothing. I mean, and I put in my OBD2, turn the car on, and then it wakes up that other computer, and everything is fine. So now I had a problem with time is really kicking, with the Range Rover going out, meaning that the key gets locked. The theft mobilization locks up. There's on the steering wheel, a unit went out, and the British, how they made this, they made it so that you can't take that little unit out. You have to buy a whole new, what am I trying to say? The steering column, okay? The dealer wants $3,500 to get that done, right, for the Range Rover. So on the internet, eBay, they're going for like $1,300. So I don't like paying money. So you go to the junkyard. If you can find them, it's a hit and miss because you don't know if they're working or not. You have to buy the whole column, which is $78. So what I did, I got on the internet and found this guy in North Carolina, and he pretty much showed me how to go around all of that. And so I took the first section of the video, and that worked out. My key turns every time, and then he takes the other second half of the video down. But nevertheless, we're going to try to get back with him and try to do what we have. Hey, folks, Memorial Day weekend is here. You guys stay safe. Trying to and try not to drink and drive and have a good time. And hopefully, if God's willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back either not this Saturday coming up, maybe. It depends on what I can get together. For sure, the next Saturday after that. You guys take care. This is Joe Britt, loud and strong, from Desert to the Sea, broadcasting KCAA Radio. Take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Will we see Milwaukee's best? I'm Brian Webb.